Hello, good evening everybody. Welcome back to Cookie and the Haydens, and I'm Car Boot Chris, and we've got Bargain Bell with us. You okay? Nice hair thing going on there.
It's hiding the roots.
Ah, good point, good point. Yes, there's a method in your madness.
For all those fans out there that are not aware that I am not naturally dark-haired, I is covering the roots.
Ginger.
I'm a ginger. No, I'm not a ginger. I'm not a ginger. I'm a strawberry blonde. I'm not a ginger.
Right, I hope you're all okay, and you've had a decent week since we last saw you or spoke to you or chatted to you. So this is Reseller World. It's our weekly live show, and it's on at 8 p.m. every week, every Monday night. So put it in your diary if you haven't already. And what we do is we chat a little bit about reselling. We have a bit of fun along the way, and yeah, we just see what you guys want to talk about as well, as having a very loose sort of theme for the evening.
In other words, we haven't got a clue what we're doing today.
Well, we've got a very loose theme.
Mm-hmm. We're doing a loose women theme.
Loose women?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Loose women on the morning, they just bitch about everything and argue.
Yeah,
Is that what we're going to do? We're going to bitch and argue.
I'm sure they at least have a direction to argue in.
Our viewers love it if they think we're about to have a Barney. It's sick. Sick, I tell you.
Let's just move the camera a bit now. Annabelle's decided to move. Yeah, she told me a minute ago she sat back there. This is how I always sit every week, and it clearly isn't.
Well,
that's how you sit.
No, I sit and I move around. I play it like this. I play it like this. I play it like this. Play it like this.
Lana was first in. Hi, Lana. Bang on 7:30. So I assume you got the notification from YouTube at 30 minutes before the live. Is that why you're first in? I think that might be what it is. Who else have we got? We've got Jeff, we've got Leanne, we've got Tori, we've got DMH. Hi, DMH. Catan's in. Freezing, gusty evening. It's not too cold, but it's definitely gusty. Hi, Carl. See how many we can get through, as usual. Dave says, hi, cafe plans. Not a good time right now. Open up somewhere else eventually. Yep, we'll talk about that in a bit. Hi, Steve. Nathan. Oliver Ian's in. Gary. Left-handed hummingbird. Always makes me laugh, that one. No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just a name. Left-handed hummingbird. Just so random. Goat Jazz. Hi,
you
Gary.
Bailey.
Oh, Bailey, yes. Hi, Bailey. Let's see. Al, I'm feeling supersonic. Hello. jumped. It jumped. Cookie's joined us. Where are you?
She's here. I was going to say, I thought I could hear her.
Hiya, Cooks. You come say hello.
Do I need to carry on? Do I need to take the mantle?
Yeah, go on. I'm up to Al. I'm feeling supersonic.
We have Alan Starbuck. We have a Danny Boy Wiltshire reseller. Can't wait to see Belle tonight. Hello.
Ooh.
We have Emma Hayes. We have Night's Life. We have Chop Chop Busy Busy. We have Green Bear Peaks. Oh, we have Cookie.
You carry on.
Oh,
sorry, baby. Sorry. I know. That was a bit of a funny
it's
angle.
me she wants. That's what it is.
Well, you got me for now because Mummy's
everybody wants me.
Carry on.
Right now we have Welsh Wonder Nia. I think that is. We have Jason Reselling Gamer. We have a Junie D. We have John at YLM. We have Tommy Bernard. We have Michelle Latham, London's Loft, Tea Cakes, Vincent Lees.
I've lost it.
We're at the bottom.
Oh, well done.
Look at her looking at me going, why?
That's record time.
Why am I not sat on your knee, mother?
Well, thanks everyone for joining us. The little tail's going.
Hello, baby. You're mummy's baby, aren't you? Are you
Say
mummy's
hello,
baby?
look, what's that, Cooks?
Who's that? Who's that there? Who is it? What is it?
Look.
What is it? What's this?
There
Who's that?
There she is.
It's all your fans. It's all your fans.
Come on, you're going to go to your bed. Cookie's bed.
She's like, no, mummy's knee. For a minute. Come on then.
Oh.
For a minute. Oh. Don't know how I managed to get the dog as well as the kids.
So, what have we got in store today? We've got some shout outs to do as usual. We've got an oh no. We've got some sales update for the last week to 2 weeks because they didn't do a sales update last week. I can give you an update on the 35 messages buyer. I can give you an update on that one. Also, we're going to talk about our plans for our cafe that may or may not be up in the air, but we'll have a chat about that in a bit. And then what's coming up for the week. So that's basically how it's going to go. And then we'll see what you guys are chatting about. If you've got any questions at all, just put it quite clearly in the chat and we'll try and get to it as we can.
Say hi to Tack Shat and Joan.
Tack Shat.
Tack Shack. Your brain is disgraceful. And Joan, hi Joan.
Cookie, what did Tori say there? Cookie needs her own chair in the middle. Yeah, have you seen the size of this broom cupboard, Tori? We couldn't get another chair in here, no chance.
Seriously, Chris was pushing me a minute ago and you need to move it over. I'm like literally sitting on the radiator. I can't move over any further. Cookie's the queen, aren't you? She just sits on me. I am her throne.
No.
I'm your personal dog bed, aren't I?
Good to see Cookie's here keeping an eye on the swearing, Jeff says.
She is the swear police, aren't you, baby? Hey? Hey? Who's a good girl?
Normally she's sat on one of our pillows on the bed at this moment when we're doing the show, isn't she?
Yeah, that's where she will be shortly. I feel like she's being a bit clingy at the moment.
She's being a bit needy.
She goes through phases of being really clingy rather than just clingy.
Tom says, I went vintage clothing picking today. 20 pairs of Wranglers, Levi's and Lee, and 10 pairs of 80s, 90s Adidas tracky top. Oh, that sounds good. Tom, do you want to say where you went? Did you actually physically go somewhere or did you do an online pick? If you don't want to say, it's absolutely fine. I totally get that. I don't share everything, all my inner secrets. So I can't expect you guys to share
Even I
yours.
don't know them. I don't know them.
She don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
Don't go there, is what I would say. Bailey says, I packed 36 yesterday. Sales from Friday. I got another. Wow, that's good going, Bailey. 18 today.
Shivers thinking about it.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's more. I think that's more. Jesus. I think that's more items than I've shifted since Friday.
Did you nearly
I think I had
get
about 24 since Friday. I've done about, how many have I done today? I'm not 100% sure because I packed half of them and then I must have done 8 or 9 today. I don't know. Something like that.
Tori enjoyed your cycling top haul?
Oh, good.
I didn't enjoy seeing it sat in the living room for a week.
Oh, you should have seen her face. She was, when I was recording that video, she was sat just off camera because I think I spoke to her a couple of times and you heard her muttering under her breath, something or other.
I don't mutter. I tell you as it is.
Don't speak to me.
I tell you as it is.
So yeah, she was sat in the corner while I was filming that, and the look on her face was like, oh, it's a picture.
It was like that.
Yes. So I've started listing those cycling jerseys. I've gone for the most expensive ones first to try and get as much as my money back as possible, but really it's not going to take me long to get that money back. So yeah, that's how we're working it. And yeah, I'm doing a few a day, mixing it up with other items so that it's not just cycling jerseys all day long, because that might have an effect on my rhythms.
Tax Shack went to wholesale. He was the only one there.
Oh, nice. That must have been good.
You'd love that. That'd be like your ideal situation.
I'd buy loads if I was in that
What's that?
position.
Cookie's fur looks like pure gold. Can you chop some off? I will get some good money for it. Do you know, so many people comment about her coat because, hey,
what's it worth?
Stop it. Look at her face. She knows what them are. Look at her face.
You get your hair cut. You get your hair cut.
Don't scare her. Be meaner.
Get your hair cut, Stinky.
Look, you're seeing his true colours now. Scaring the dog. But yeah, so many people comment on her coat because, especially in this light, it does shine loads of different colours. Very beautiful, aren't you?
When are you guys picking up the tree? Is it the 1st of December?
1st.
Yeah.
And I can't wait.
I can.
Chris swore blind we would never have a real tree, so lockdown has been good to me because the only reason he's doing it is because he feels sorry for me.
Bailey says, love the AC/DC one. Could be has been watching
concerts. Because he's watching the concerts, aren't we? Don't start licking me.
I got 2 of those, two of the same shirt.
And
it was very lucky.
Decent money.
Yeah, I think I've listed that AC/DC one for like £60 or something, £60-70 each. So that'll be nice. I mean, who knows if they'll sell for that, but I'm hoping I'll get somewhere close to it. Just looking at those jerseys like a pilot. That's the way to think of it, tea cakes. Yeah, I was looking at it like, shit, what have I done? But if I look at them as a pile of £20 notes, then yeah.
Yeah. Even if it was a pile of £20 notes, I wouldn't want them on my living room floor. I'd store one it tidied away out of sight somewhere. Yeah. It has been getting a bit out of hand recently, hasn't it?
In where?
In the house. It's like everywhere.
It's difficult because we've got limited space.
But I will say, I kept meaning to say it and I keep forgetting because I'm one of them people now. I've got to that age where you walk out of a room and I forget what I was going to do. But, and I'll tell you now, I'm thinking about it. You did really well clearing the garage up. I'm actually really impressed with how much more space you've made.
Yeah, we've seen it. There is still space.
I've seen it a number of times since you did it. I just kept forgetting to praise you for it.
Oh, thanks. Bloody hell. All right, everybody. Record that and keep it for prosperity because it's not very often I get that.
You lying little toad.
No, I tidied it up because what I find with our storage room, which is our garage, is that as you pick stock, you pull it, you ship it out, your boxes start getting more empty, but then you don't condense. And then you end up with a stack of boxes, and one of the boxes has hardly got anything in it. So condense the items into different boxes, creates a load of room really easily. And that's what I did. I know. It's not boring for reselling people, because they know what I'm talking about.
Cookie knows what you're talking about.
It's time to get down, Cookie.
And she finds it boring.
Give me 5.
Give Daddy 5. Go on.
Give me 5.
Give me 5.
She's not playing.
She's like, piss off.
You were going to cut my hair. That's what she's saying. Right, time to get down. Come on.
Oh,
Careful, careful.
oh.
Go on. Go sit on Cookie's bed now. Go on. Go on. Out you go. Go on, out you go. Go to Cookie's bed. Go on. Don't you. She's going to bark at me.
She's fine.
Okay, let's get on with this. We need. Oh, so just a quick question from Tori. Have you got an infantry system? I have an infantry. I've always had an infantry system. It's just not a very good one. Different categories have different infantry systems. So I've created a brand new infantry system for the cycling jerseys because I've got so many of them. And they're going in size order. So I've got a box for small, medium, large, extra large, I think, something like that. So now when I search for a jersey that's sold, I look at the size and I know which box it's in.
James Tonk says, look at it like everyone's a bottle of pink gin. She'll be happy with that. No, I'm sorry. You could make them all chocolate covered strawberries and I still wouldn't want it sat in my living room. My living room is the one space in the house I try to keep shite free. Doesn't happen though.
She swore.
I said shite's not swearing.
Of course it is.
Ask my mum. If my mum was in there now, she'd say it's not swearing.
It's swearing. It's shit with an E on the end.
It's the northern way of saying it.
Well, let's do some shout outs, shall we?
Go for it.
Shout outs.
Okay, so I've got quite a few to do tonight. I've got I want to say now I gave a shout out on movie chats on Thursday, movie club. So I need to say thank you to Alan Starbuck, who sent me this really great framed logo.
It's cool.
It's very cool. You have to look at it close to appreciate it because it's the detail on it is not clear from what you see there. But it fits perfectly in my Jurassic Park display downstairs in my movie stuff. So thank you very much, Alan. Sent me that. Saw it and thought of me. So thank you. I also gave a shout out on movie chats as well, but I thought it prudent to do it on the show here as well. Lana Nicole, thank you very much for sending me a film that you thought I might like, and I'm pretty sure you're right. That is right up my street.
Not mine.
Deadheads. Looks good, that one. I'm going to watch it and report back onto movie chats. So thank you very much, Lana. Really appreciate it. And some other shout outs. If you remember last week, we did the auctions and they went really well. And I really, really appreciate everyone getting involved, buying some stuff off us. The mystery boxes seem to have gone down well. They were all shipped out. I think they've all arrived, although I've not heard from Tom the Tack Shack about his. But
Well, in tonight, and I'm pretty sure he'd be telling us if he'd not got it.
Yeah. I think you've all had them. I've seen pictures on Instagram, which was great that you shared them on Instagram. Hopefully you'll make some money out of them or get some nice stuff in there to keep for yourself. Also shout out to Tom the Tack Shack, who didn't win the auction last week, but I contacted him and said, I know you were really trying to get one. Do you want me to do something for you? And we did another mystery box for Tom. And then Ricky Lee put out on his Instagram that he was trying to buy some mystery boxes, because he was getting a bit low on stock or something, and he wanted to do some videos for mystery boxes. So he had one off me as well. So I was busy doing mystery boxes all week.
Tom said, yeah, we got his safe and sound. He's already listed and sold 5 of the items.
Bloody hell. Bloody hell. What's he sold?
I don't know.
Tell us what you sold.
Lana Nicole said you're welcome.
So yeah, thanks Tom, thanks Ricky Lee, and everyone else. I think that was everyone that I wanted to mention. So thank you very much. Appreciate supporting our business, our channel, everything.
It's a bit of good fun, wasn't it?
And it's good fun. It helps me clear some stock because I just don't have the room here at the house. So trying to keep it on a level and not get too out of hand.
Bailey says he's got his, but he hasn't listed any of it yet. But you're happy with it, Bailey? You were.
I think he is. Yeah, I think he's pretty happy with it. What's he sold? Hang on. Terminator, Joy 2, Comics, Twilight. Oh, bloody hell. Well done. You've done well, Tom.
Yeah.
Nice one. Most importantly, I got my Chupa Chups cat.
Yes.
Cool. Should we get the oh no out of the way, and then we're well on our way to getting half the show done?
Go for it.
Whilst we're relatively
Bed by
quiet.
9. Woohoo!
Oh no.
She's so committed, isn't she, to the show?
Trust me, last week was a one-off. Okay, that was a one-off. That was so full of energy. It's back to normal
She
now.
crashed the next day.
Yeah, I did.
She was like, if you were here last week, which most of you were,
I was on a high.
or if you watched back, if you didn't watch it, she was absolutely mental last week.
I wasn't mental. I was on a high though.
She was singing. She was doing the eBay song. She did a partial rendition of our eBay song live.
Don't watch it back.
It was crazy. I come off and I was like, Jesus Christ, how many E's did you pop before you went on?
I think because I'd been ill.
Yeah.
You kind of had this little bit of a, I'm not ill anymore. I'm feeling okay. But then because of my health conditions, I then dropped back down to my normal feeling of rubbish. But hey, I had one day.
Katan's got a really good point. Chris got rid of 3 boxes, large boxes during the auction to receive another 3 boxes. Yeah, well, you've got to make space for new stuff, haven't you?
The boxes we received were a hell of a lot bigger than the ones he shipped out.
They were massive.
And we got another one today, didn't we, dear? Came home from walking the dog, and there he is, sat on the floor in the living room with another cardboard box full of... I'm allowed to say what it was? No, okay.
No, it's a major secret.
See, I've learned.
Don't speak, because there's always a reason.
There's always a video.
No, it's nothing major. I'll probably show it on a video this week.
It's just looking at that thingy there. Real of Retro said should be opening a cycling cafe. Is that us or him? Is that us? We should be opening a cycling cafe.
Yeah, I think so.
With all your shirts.
I know, we could do, couldn't we? Tax Shack says, if you get some time, visit my eBay shop. In my YouTube video descriptions, you'll see all the comics. Oh, nice one.
Cool.
God, I can't believe you've listed it all so quickly, Tom. You're much more diligent than me. Bed by 9, that's a treat.
I'm a
we were doing the oh no. We were doing the oh no. Right.
Oh yeah.
And we just totally. Do I need to play it again?
No, just go for it.
No. Okay, so this week's oh no. I really, really hate getting negatives and neutral feedbacks. If you look at my eBay account, I'm very, very proud of my feedback, as most of you guys will be as well. We all hate getting negatives and neutrals. And today I got a neutral from September. So what are we on? September, October, November? Like 2 months ago that the item was delivered, and they decided to leave the feedback today. And basically, remember that robot, the big robot? Is it the Wowie robot or something that I bought?
You're talking to me?
Well, anyone who's fucking listening. No, I was actually talking to the chat.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting them to answer back. But remember that robot that I bought? I can't remember the bleeding name of it, but I sold it for spares and repairs, right? It wasn't in great shape. There was bits missing and it couldn't work. But a fully fledged working one is worth a lot of money. So I thought I put it up for about 30 quid, spares and repairs. This guy was messaging me, getting a bit narky about the offers. He was like, I'll offer you 20 because I only need one part off it. And this kind of stuff. He's like, it's only worth 20. And I'm like, well,
yeah, I remember that.
We'll do 25. I'll meet you in the middle. I'm always willing to do a deal with someone. But he won't have it. So in the end, he used up all his free lives. Yeah, his free offers. He used them up. And about a week after we had this conversation, I remember it quite clearly. I suddenly saw that it had sold at full price for 30 quid, and it was him who bought it. The guy who was trying to get it for 20 obviously couldn't get a spares and repairs one anywhere else because they were, like gold dust. And he bought it. So I sent it off, never heard nothing from him since. It was a spares and repairs. You're not expecting anything amazing. And there was like 12 photographs on it as well. And today he left me a feedback. Very disappointed. What are you fucking laughing at?
That's like the worst thing that anyone could
Oh,
say
yeah,
to you,
I know.
that they are disappointed in
Not
you.
even an explanation as to why he was disappointed. Very disappointed. I can't remember the exact words, but it's on my eBay account, obviously, for all to see. So I've replied to the feedback. Don't worry, I've replied to it. But it's spares and repairs. It's photographed. It was very clear in the description. It did not work. It had scuffs on it. It had marks on it. What was this guy expecting?
And he could have got it for £10 cheaper.
He could have got it for £5 cheaper if he'd have been willing to make a
I thought
deal.
you said he paid 35.
No, 30.
Oh, right.
So anyway, this really annoyed me. So I replied to his feedback. I did send through a bit of a frivolous request to eBay to have it removed because I felt it was unfair feedback, but I knew they'd reject it. They rejected it straight away. Just said because it's an opinion and, they're allowed to do it. And I knew that would be the case, but I decided to try it anyway and it didn't work. So I've got another neutral. Well, I got a neutral about 2 months ago, which is just working its way out of my account. So it's bloody annoying. I just couldn't believe it. It's spares and repairs.
John says, no worries, Chris. The CC crew will get the minibus out, caps on.
Go sort them out. Sort them out.
Hi.
Get 'em
Oh!
I don't know what he was expecting. And he didn't communicate with me, and that annoys me.
Oliver Ian Bell wears the sympathy from his loving wife. I laughed at him.
And how did you see her face? Yes, Olivine, yeah, the robot dog, that's the one.
Bailey said, I had my first negative last week, so annoyed. Item went missing. Hermes then put an overcharge on it, as they said it was 1.3 kilograms weighed, 125 grams plush. You've had that though, haven't you, with Hermes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just ignore it. Ignore it. Or if you don't like having that charge on your account looming over your account forever and more, just reply to it. Point out that they're absolutely ludicrous in their accusations, and then they will rescind the invoice. They always rescind it. I've had a few parcels from Chris and it's been packaged grand with no issues. Thank you, Carl. Appreciate that. I don't think it was the packaging. He was expecting maybe to get it working when maybe probably couldn't have got it working.
I think Tom said up here, did you send him a Disney picture frame?
Yes.
It broke.
Oh,
the
shit.
glass broke.
Oh, I'm
just
sorry,
while
mate.
you were getting praise for your packaging, I thought I'd pull that one out.
Oh, I do apologise, mate. I thought I packaged that well enough.
Channel them. He wasn't angry or upset, just disappointed.
I know.
Oh.
But have you read this one from Bailey? Oh yes, sorry, you have. Yeah, I just read the end of it. How do you reply to a neg feed? Well, you can reply to any feedback. I think positive, neutral, negative. If you go on the help section and just type in reply to feedback, there's a button there that will take you straight to the page where you can then pick which feedback you can reply to. A positive. You can reply to a positive and say, oh, thanks very much for your kind words if you want to, if it's a really amazing feedback. Yeah, but just type in on the help, reply to feedback. You can go in there, select which feedback and just reply. But bear in mind when you've written a reply to feedback, it can never be changed. You are stuck with it. So pick your words wisely.
Bailey said his P2G account got
Parcel
suspended
to go.
until that was sorted. eBay won't remove the negative. Carl says eBay should remove that. Just explain to them and show them the fact he tried to buy previously.
No.
They should remove it.
They won't remove it, Carl. I've explained the whole thing to them. Within a couple of hours, they told me it couldn't be removed because it was his opinion on the product.
TK says item 99 offered 59. Replied it's worth the asking. He replied I can go to 60. I blocked him just asking for trouble. Oh, I like black and white. Black and white. Keep it simple. Everyone's joining in. Peter A's joining the minibus group. Pitchforks at dawn. They're all going getting him or her.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did reply to comment. I just said that. Yeah, sorry, Tom.
Nick and Andrew say this happens. I think it's impossible to stay at 100%. So many muppets about.
Yep, it is. It's annoying though, isn't it? You try to keep your account nice and clean, and idiots come along.
Chop Chop makes me laugh all the time. Where do they live? All cattle produce starfish.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't even want to know which part that is. Grant, offer him a discount as long as he revokes the neutral.
I'm not that desperate. I ain't negotiating with him. If he can't contact me and tell me what the problem is, I'm not going to negotiate. Sack it.
The problem is that he wanted it for 20 quid.
I know.
James Tong said a negative remove buyer said item 2 well packaged. I had to use a knife. Dangerous.
What? Too well packaged.
There's some funny folk around, isn't there?
Good evening, Mike. Mike Dando's here.
Oh, what's next on your list, my dear? What else going to make me laugh at?
Oh, I might as well let me just read this one from Goat Jazz. I got a neutral the other day for a CD. They said it was in good condition and not my stated condition of very good. Picky German buyer, no offense to German viewers. Yeah, they're probably just after a bit of a partial refund, aren't they? Oh, Steve Jackson said I've had a few movie recommendations from Chris. Very disappointed.
I don't blame you. Look, you all watch Rubber on his recommendations, so that just says it all.
Nothing wrong with that film, apart from the fact it was shite.
Exactly.
Hi, Tommy. I've had that happen, and it's because they didn't get what they want in the offers and stomp their feet. Pay more just to leave an egg. Yeah, just getting the last word in. Yeah, I totally think that's what it is, Tommy. Totally.
Oh, Mr. Sprout's in again. Hello, Mr. Sprout.
Mr. Sprout.
And do I even want to try and read that? Anomalous data point? Did I say that right?
Good evening. This is an amusing stream. Is it Annabelle that's amusing?
I'm sure you're all laughing with me.
There you go. Oliver Ian said it's the best killer tire movie he's ever seen.
That's all I can say.
Mr. Sprout. Mr. Sprout, can you explain your YouTube name for me?
He might just be called Mr. Sprout. Did you not think of that?
If it is, I apologise. I really do. I thought there might have been an amusing reason for it. I am sorry. It probably is Mr. Sprout. Can you imagine if he married Mrs. Carrot?
She'd just be called Mrs. Sprout, so how would that work?
Not everyone wants to change the name. Not everyone wants to change it.
Oh my God.
Tori says
Mr. Sprout from Brussels. Yeah, we did that one last week. He's not from Brussels. He's from, where's he from?
Oh, have we been here before?
Yeah.
I've forgotten.
Because I think
I've
he's
slept
from,
since then.
is he from Birmingham?
Yes.
Something like that.
It's great that he's put his name as Mr. Sprout on here. If it is Mr. Sprout, then I'm in trouble.
Lorraine, can you name Better Killer Tire movie?
Gary says that'd be a turnip for the books.
Oh, we've set them off now. All the comedians are
Very
out.
good, Gary. I like that one. Okay, what are we on next? Oh, let me just give you a quick update on, remember the buyer that I mentioned last week? I think they were on an oh no. Even though they really hadn't done anything wrong, apart from send me 35 messages in a week, they hadn't done anything wrong. Update, item arrived safely. They loved it. They left positive feedback.
And it's not coming back. Yay!
And fingers crossed it's not coming back. And she sent me, well, I say she, I don't know if it's a he or she. They sent me a message. They were interested in another one of my items.
Did you go, no, I'm all right, thanks, mate.
So, no, they weren't willing to go to the price that I wanted. So I've not heard
Did you
back.
double it? Oh, evening, Scott D. Who's joined us.
It's going to be, oh no, I've just read the first line. I'm probably going to have to apologise now, aren't I? It was a name my late wife used to call me when we set it up 10 years ago. I haven't changed it.
Bradford, there we go. I knew it began with a B.
Bradford, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Sprout.
Thanks for explaining.
For putting him in his place as well.
Yeah, and I am so sorry that there was no offence meant on that. No,
he's put a little laughing face. I don't think he's taken any offence to it.
Good. There was no offence meant at all.
But it's a good name, though. We do like it.
It's great.
If you haven't noticed.
And it's Christmas as well. So you called Mr. Sprout at Christmas.
Can I just ask why she used to call you Mr. Sprout? Just out of curiosity.
No, you're getting a bit cheeky.
Why? I'm just like... If I called you Mr. Sprout, it'd probably because you'd be trumping a lot. Or you were stinky or something.
There you go. Mr. Sprout says, no problem. Backtracking, yes. Smelly fart. Anyway, listen, we're having fun at Mr. Sprout's expense, and that's not very nice because he had a very genuine reason for the name. So anyway, the 35 message person, item arrived safely, no problems, all done and dusted. Touch wood. It was all good in the end. We've got...
I like the colour you've got.
I've been like that the whole stream. You know why? I've been like that?
I put the eating on and it's red hot.
This afternoon, I went out to drop the parcels off. Yeah? Come back, she's got the heating blaring.
I didn't.
It's about 95 degrees in here at the minute.
I didn't have the heating blaring because I
You
didn't do
did.
it right.
You
I only
did.
turned it on.
The minute I walked through the door, I could tell straight away she's got the bloody heating on. I'm sweating here.
Catan says, what do you call Chris as a nickname and vice versa?
Interesting question. What do you call me as a nickname?
Not pet. Don't really have a nickname, do I? Just call you Dear all the time. I'm really sad. Refer to him as Dear.
Hmm.
But no, we don't have we don't have pet names like that. We're quite boring. One of your work colleagues used to have a pet name for you, and it used to wind the hell out of me, didn't it? What did they used to call you?
Christoph.
Christoph.
I forgot then for a minute.
I hated it. Christoph.
I've not really got a pet name for you, have I?
No, you call me Babe.
Babe.
Babe. That's
I mean,
about
mind
it.
you, I call the dog Babe as well.
He does
So
as well.
sometimes I walk in and go, hi, babe. And I'm actually looking at the dog, not Annabelle. She's looking up at me like.
Yeah, I'm getting used to it now. Me and the dog get sort of mixed in.
So, babe, dear. Depends what I want, really.
I mean, technically, everyone calls me Belle, don't they?
I don't
But he
call her.
point blank refuses. He won't call me Belle. So
It's always if I have to use a name, it's always Annabelle. Sometimes I slip up on this stream because I know you guys call her Belle, so I use Belle sometimes. But here, it's always Annabelle.
It is. Dear, what century we're living in. I know.
Sometimes you used to call me Officer Hayden, didn't you?
No. Never.
PC Hayden, please. Can I see you?
You used to call yourself DJ 1015.
And that's what I was.
1015. Because 1015 was his shoulder number, and he used to
Collar number.
Shoulder collar number. He used to do the youth discos.
I used to DJ at the youth disco.
You didn't used to set your iPad up with some music on.
Right, hang on. At the disco, did I play music?
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
that's
you
a
pressed
DJ.
a button and you let it go.
That's what DJs do
Whatever.
now. That's all they do now.
Yeah.
They just press play.
Oh.
There's no DJing to be done.
Chop Chop says, my wife calls me Father Jack. Okay. At least it's not Bay. I hate that word.
Good question, though, Catan. We don't really have names.
We don't really have nicknames for each other. They never kind of got into that.
Grant says, nice Tash Movember Chris many moons ago.
That was awful.
Oh, yeah. Did you see it? Was it on that post that you shared?
Yeah. He did it once and I point blank refused to let him do it again.
I ain't never doing it again. It was horrible.
It was awful.
It was the worst month ever. I hated it.
Catan, call the other half Jack Jack. Her name is Jackie. I used to have the nickname Kit Kat.
Officer Hayden when the cuffs are out. Yeah.
Yeah.
10:15. Get in there.
I know.
We don't want to hear about your role play fantasies.
What, as a DJ? Yeah, as when I was growing up, I was known for many years as Bob. That was my high school nickname. I was known as Bob or Bobster. It was bad. There was me and my mate, and there was Bopping Bobster and Jolly Jack Tar. How bad's that?
That's pretty bad.
It is bad, isn't it?
With a great moustache comes great responsibility, Oliverine says.
With a great moustache comes no kissy kissy because I won't go anywhere near it.
It wasn't a great moustache, to be honest.
It wasn't. It was a porno stash.
Stash.
Cash. Stash.
Ray, why did Chris leave the force? I got sacked.
Yeah.
From the level of my moustache.
He moved on to bigger and better things. Put it that way.
Yes. Stress, really, Ray. Couldn't take it anymore. Couldn't hack it anymore.
Yeah.
It's too much. It leaves a mark on your soul.
Welsh Pole Picker, you guys find much Pokemon stuff, and have you been finding some great cards? I was going to get Voltage today, but had second thoughts.
I don't really do Pokemon stuff, Pokepicker. I have put a listing up this week on eBay with some Pokemon stuff in, with some cards and stuff. That one that you did, that went up, but I really don't know the first thing about Pokemon. What I will do is I really like picking up Pokemon plush toys and stuff. We've made some really good buys with Pokemon plushes, but just not the cards. I haven't got a clue where to begin with it. Really, I think I'm too old for it. I think that's a problem.
My lad that was he collects Pokemon stuff. He'd probably have an idea, but we don't.
My nickname during secondary school was Pussy.
Okay.
Did they call you that in anger? Catan says you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or moan about will be used in a court of law. You're not far off there.
Wife was doing his head in. We didn't work together, did we? Well, we did at the beginning before we were an item, but not after that.
Chris realised crime paid better.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Ray says, just wondered not being nosy. It's fine if when we've discussed previous job roles, Chris is more than open to say why he left the cops.
Yeah. No, I don't have a problem with it.
No.
Stress are both you and Nick Hills quite similar things. And
I think most people who leave the cops will leave because of the stress levels, the workloads. They just can't cope. Bullying.
I think if they I think if they surveyed the cops leaving, I think the 90% would be through stress.
And I know I technically wasn't a cop, I was a PCSO. But I actually didn't leave under a cloud. Well, you didn't leave under a cloud, did you?
No,
you didn't. No, you didn't leave under a cloud, but you left because you weren't enjoying it. I loved what I did. I absolutely loved my job, bro. I was very sad to leave.
No, hang on a minute. No spanner tonight, Tori. Tori's not got a spanner.
Yes, she has. Of course she has.
Oh, yeah, of course she has. Yeah.
Welsh Picky said if you find any plushies, they'd be interested. I think you've got some Pokemon.
Take a look at my eBay page. It's on the description in the video. You can search the shop for Pokemon plush. I've got some in there. I've got some Pokemon Center plushies, which are a little bit. Oh, you probably know anyway.
Yeah, preaching to.
Yeah, you probably know. So, go and have a look. See if you like anything. Drop me a message. Always willing to do a deal for someone on our YouTube. Or...
He says I'll do an unbox vid on my YouTube video. Being one of the bad guys is way more fun. It's till you get caught.
Yeah.
Dave, so what's this about a bravery award?
Oh, go on, tell everybody what happened. Oh, I'm very proud of my little Annabelle.
Yeah, so proud that I don't even know where that award is.
I know where it is. It's in a box under the bed.
I got the bravery award from a very sad situation, which was, and I'm pretty sure everybody's fully aware of the situation, which was the Dale Cregan saga, where it ended with the shooting of the 2 female police officers. Well, the very first incident that happened in Droylsden at the Cotton Tree pub, I was in the wrong place at the wrong time on duty as a PCSO. I was literally stood meters away from the pub when it happened. So I was first on the scene with my colleague, and we assisted with
4 shootings. 4 people got shot.
Yeah, well, there's 1 fatality and 3 other ones. But yeah, it was a big ordeal. I'd not been with the cops long. I'd only been with the cops less than a year. So yeah, it's not something that you expect as a PCSO to be dealing with, but I was there. I didn't really have a choice.
You were first there, weren't you?
We dealt with it.
To deal with the chaos and mess and
we dealt with it, and a while later, a couple of my colleagues put us forward, not for the Bravery Award, they put us forward for another category, like teamwork or something like that. Mm. And when they got the nomination and read, not many people were aware that me and my colleague had been first on the scene, because it was quite traumatic, and it was something that we both struggled with quite a bit afterwards. So we didn't kind of brag about it. And they read it and changed it to the Bravery Award. So we got the very first PC.
PCSO.
No, PC, Nicola Hughes and Fiona Bone, which were the 2 ladies that got killed. We got the very first Bravery Award in memory of them.
Oh, impressive.
So
very impressive. I just might add to that while she was there, running into pubs where people have been shot, I was sat at home playing FIFA.
He was. Yeah.
Happy days.
So yeah, not something that I would suggest anybody be part of, but no, wrong place, wrong time.
Or right place, right time, because you were meant to be there because you were the right person for the job. Yeah. My daughter was accepted into the Met just before the first lockdown and decided not to take the offer as we'd need to drop 20k inside. Oh, what a shame.
Yeah.
What a shame.
But it's a massive thing when you become a cop, because the
new joiners,
the starting rate
salary is terrible.
It does go up quite quickly, but you have to be able to obviously manage on the lower wage, which is quite difficult.
It goes up rapidly over 2 years. I think it goes up fairly rapidly, but for that first period is very, very low. Carlo,
thank you for my congratulations, but it's
when I left the army, I was so annoyed. I did the 21. propose because they want kids with no experience and to pay them a pittance.
Yeah, that gets no extra time, no money. No, I know. We have a lot of people who join the cops from the army.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
transferable
ex-forces,
skills in it.
Yeah, in the army. So we've come up. I have a lot of colleagues that I have a lot of respect for from where they've come from.
So he said that was impressive on about. And she's used your proper name. Where are you? We're both from the Greater Manchester area, Mr. Sprout. We are both from up north.
Yeah.
Welsh pokey picker. Well, we'll do when I get a bit of a cash. 140 quid on a big job lot coming. Yeah, no worries. Take a look at your leisure. No problem.
Aaron Patrick says, "Did you win your game on FIFA?"
that was the important thing.
Did you? Oliver says, "We all want to know is did you at least pause the game, Chris, when she rang?" I don't even remember ringing to tell you because it was chaos.
It was too busy, weren't you? And it's understandable.
That happened 20 minutes before I was due to finish my shift. I'd been on since 2:00 in the afternoon and I was due to finish my shift at midnight, and it happened 20 minutes before my shift and I didn't get home till 6:30 in the morning. So yeah, it was it was mental. I don't even remember ringing you.
I don't think you did until very late on. You might have sent me a quick text or something.
Yeah, it was
because
crazy.
you can't really, when you're in the middle of something like that, you can't just jump on the phone. It's too busy.
Crazy.
Channel Nem says get the award out. We will do. It'll be on display when we've got, because we basically this house we're renting at the moment until we buy next year. So when we buy and we are settled, everything will come out.
There was a lot of people involved in that, and I don't know. I never felt that it should have been us that got that first award.
I think you should have done.
So
I think it was the right thing. PCSOs are not meant to be confrontational in any way, but that is not the case. That is not the case. It's impossible. If you're out on the streets as a PCSO with your uniform, which essentially looks like very similar to a police officer, by very nature of wearing that uniform is you're going to hit confrontation, definitely. But if you're around the corner from a shooting or a major incident like that where people's lives are on the line, everything in the book says don't attend it, observe from afar, whatever. But in reality, that's not possible. That's not possible. So did the right thing.
Hey, I did the right thing twice because my colleague was head on in there before we even had full information of to what was going on. I literally was holding him back with his body armor till we knew that it was safe to go in. Or else he'd have been in there with them. Blokes.
Right, let's move on. Should we do a sales update? Should we do a sales update and then we'll talk about where we're up to with our cafe plans? Let's do that, shall we? Or should we do it the opposite way around? What do you reckon? Cafe plans or
no? I'll go for the sales.
Sales update first. On the plus side, Chris got his whole evening on FIFA. Yeah. I forgot what we're doing. Oh, sales.
These are a few of my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things. Can you remember my favorite things? And then I don't feel so much.
Okay, so I'm going to share the screen here. I'm going to pick out a few of the sales from the last couple of weeks. There's a variety here, as always, a variety of sales. There's some good ones, there's some lower ones. There's no bad sales, really. You don't have a bad sale unless, I suppose, you lose money from it. But if you do, at least it's out the door. But let's just do a selection of sales. This one sold today. This is a youth ATV Yamaha coat jacket. You can see I tried to capture the reflective elements on it, which worked pretty well actually on the camera. Now this I've had listed for a long time. I think it cost me about £5. brand new with tags. It was actually a really nice youth jacket. So it's sold for 30 on an offer, not 40. It went on an offer for 30. I've had it for so long. I just thought that one's got to go. Now remember the pop culture mystery boxes that I picked up recently.
Mm-hmm.
I did a box opening on YouTube, and this was in there, and this sold for $24.99. I think that went today, actually. I think that sold today for $24.99. Very hard to say a cost price. It was part of a mystery box, but it wasn't a lot of money at all. Now, I've sold 3 separate Disney items. What?
I'm just waving to Welsh Pokey Picker.
Oh.
He's
3. Oh, see you later. He's off to go check out our eBay page.
No, he's off to go and watch I'm a Celeb.
Oh. Is it that time?
He's already checked the eBay page because he put a comment on a minute ago saying that he loves one of the Pokemon plushes you've got. Oh,
okay. Right, I sold 3 Disney items to someone in Germany, and the good thing about this is that they messaged me and said, how does it work with GSP when they want to buy multiple items? I said, well, if you buy it separately, if you buy and pay separately, then they're going to have to be shipped separately, and you'll pay a separate shipping fee each time. That is out of my control. That's eBay that control that. But if you buy items together in one transaction, you add them to your basket, and then you go to check out, normally with GSP, eBay will calculate a combined shipping fee. So that should make it a little bit cheaper. So they tried it, it worked, and they bought 3 items in one go. They spent £85, I think, which was really nice. I sold this Mickey vintage belt buckle. I sold this tankard, Disneyland tankard. And I sold this denim jacket, which was nice. Very unusual, that denim jacket. So all 3 combined, it was something like £85 plus postage on top. There was a couple of best. I think that one of them was on a best offer. The other were just purchases. But yeah, they paid for it together. eBay issued it 1 reference number. That's how you can tell if you have to combine or separate the shipping for GSP. If they've all got the same reference number, you can put them in the same parcel. And that's what happened on this one. So that was nice. Cost price on these 3, this was about £1. That was in a charity shop, probably about £2, maybe £3. So call that £4 total. And this was in a big bundle of Disney clothing I bought. So that was about £5. So less than £10, sold for 80 something. Here's a plush toy that I sold. This went on an offer for £25. It's from Adventure Time. It's actually quite a big plush, quite a long one. Cost price on this was a couple of pounds. This sold really quick. I didn't expect this to go so quick, but it's an England tracksuit top, but it's an Adidas one. And it just went super fast. I listed it, and within 24 hours, this had sold. Let's just see if I can get any other pictures. Got number 7 on it, which I think is Beckham, isn't it? Probably Beckham's era. That's why number 7. Is there no picture on the back? Oh, there. Just England on the back. Women's top as well. Which
G's Independent Trading said, he said, yeah, I got one of them boxes and sold 4 t-shirts and 2 Funko Pops and a few other things out of it, well worth the money, but he's gone now.
Oh yeah, those boxes that I got.
So they've done well out of it as well.
Yeah, the cost price on this was about £5 based on weight. It went for 25, not 29. This was a nice one. Got this in a charity shop. Very unusual jacket. I didn't even know what it was. I just knew that as a sports jacket, it just looked unusual. And when I got back, did my research, it actually turns out to be a skeet jacket or a skeet vest, which is for clay pigeon shooting.
Mm-hmm.
So they were actually going for some good money. I took an offer on this one of £70. Do you remember what I paid for it? £6.99.
Yeah.
Six or £7.99 for this, and it went for 70. The Adidas tracky tops go really well, especially these sort of 90s style ones or sort of early noughties. This one went very quick as well. This went for £30. Cost price was about 5 or 6. A vintage feeler bubble jacket. You can see all the winter stuff selling now. This went for, I think it was 40 or 35. 40 or 35. Cost price, it's not as heavy as you think, but it is probably £7 or £8. And another jacket here I picked out. This one is like a waterproof sort of, not like a, it's a regatta, but I don't know what kind of style.
Raincoat.
Like a raincoat, that was it, yeah. That really wasn't that hard. This went for 40, I think, and probably about £8 or £9 cost price. And considering it's out of season, cycling jerseys are definitely still selling. I'm selling a few every week, and this Nike Tour de France one sold for £25 on an offer. This wasn't from the most recent cycling lot that you've all seen. This is from my previous lot. So
Yeah, I've got some more Tour de France ones though.
Yeah, I've got more Tour de France ones in that new lot. I've not listed them all yet. I got this from charity shop. It cost £3 or £3.50. As you might know from the video, the charity shop run video, it had a sticker on it, complete and checked, and it was sellotaped down. When I got home, one of the green counters there was missing. So the fact that it said complete and checked was just a blatant lie. Either that or just a human error there. But anyway, I searched on eBay. I picked up a replacement counter for £1 plus £1 postage. So it cost me £2 for a new counter. So that means the game actually cost me £5 in the end, but it did sell for $23.99. So it was worth getting that extra counter.
Them said Downfall reminds me of my youth. Used to love that game.
Mm.
I don't think I've ever played it.
Don't think I have either. I bought in some wholesale stuff over the last couple of weeks just because of the Christmas period and to bring some brand new items into my eBay store. Now, as you probably know, wholesale stuff like this, there's nowhere near the margins that you get when you sort of buy at charity shops, car boots and stuff like that. But it allows you to get in some really cool stuff. And
just brightens up your page.
Yeah, it brings in some new customers. And I've sold 2 lots of these, both at $34.99. I decided to bundle the 3 dragons together. So what was I don't even know what the cost price is on this. I think the cost price was somewhere probably around the £10 mark for the 3. £3 or £4 each. £3 or £4 each. And it went for on an offer for $34.99. As you can see there, 2 sold. I've only got 1 set left. So not as much profit there, but still a nice sort of £20 profit in there.
Cola Flipper says, Chris, how many cycling shirts were in the 3 giant boxes? Too many is my answer.
Do you want me to answer that? 415.
415.
A bloody lot.
Ridiculous.
Nearly all my gaming stuff, all my Xboxes have sold. Remember all those Xboxes I got? I had 8 Xboxes. They've all gone. Nearly all my Wii stuff has gone. I've got very, very little left. In fact, the thing that I've got most left out of all that gaming stuff I bought recently is PS1 games. Now, maybe I'm asking too much on the prices on them. I'll have to revisit those prices. But yeah, the Wii stuff is sold quickly. The Xbox stuff is sold quickly. And this went for £30 or £34.99. Almost impossible to tell you what this cost because of the massive bundle it came in. £5, let's say a fiver maximum.
Ray said vintage clothing fetches more money than brand new clothing. It doesn't make sense because you can't get it anymore, isn't it?
Because it's collectible, it's desirable, it brings back memories.
Yeah.
And it's trendy now.
G's independent trading said, been looking at some wholesale stuff, but being told I have to get a wholesale/resale certificate.
It depends. Every wholesaler that you go to will have different rules. Yeah, it depends.
Do you have that?
No.
No.
All I had to do was tell them sort of where I sold my stuff and provide my web address and stuff like that, and that was it really.
And Chris Tyler says, we don't have seasons anymore. Shirts will sell all year round. Talking about the cycling.
Very true. This is the last item I'm going to share with you guys. I actually, if you remember, I picked up these trainers, these pumps on a jumble trail for free.
For free?
It was at one of these stalls. I mean, the last jumble trail we went on, I think there were 3 or 4 houses where people were just saying, take what you want for free. Now, I didn't just fill my boots because that's not what I would do. Anything that I took, and I only took a few bits for free, I added a donation to charity of 20%. So these sold. I got them for free. You were giving them me. I know, because to be honest with you, I didn't think they'd be worth much. They were completely unbranded, but they were customized. This image is customized on the side. It's the Wave of Kanagawa. It's a piece of artwork, apparently. They actually sold for 40 quid. So 20% of that, which is £8, went to charity. So happy days on that one. And you've recently got a cycling shirt. I've got a cycling shirt. Same image on. With the same thing. What a coincidence. Cola Flipper said the Great Wave trainers are cool. But that was a nice one, that. And that is my sales update for this week. Jeremy Kyle has joined us. Hello, Jeremy. Don't be causing any problems, Jeremy. You say that to him every time. I know, it's getting old now, isn't it? Every time. Yeah, so there you go. That's the sales update. Where are we up to with the chat? Anything interesting? I've been pretty much going through most of it. Ray says he buys a lot of brand new Nike, but the vintage fetch better prices. I'll tell you what I find now is sort of sells fairly solidly and quickly, and that is tracksuit tops, Adidas. And I know that probably sounds obvious to you, but Adidas tracksuit tops, 90s, they seem to be, if you can hit the right price point on it, sort of around the £30 mark, depending on style, whatever, because some are worth 50, 60, £70. But if you've got, like what I showed you, a plain sort of 90s blue tracky top, white or black stripes, you're going to be looking at £30, and it will probably sell pretty quick. Tori says brilliant stuff. Thank you, Tori. Chris, can you remind me if you beat me in that 5? The thing is, Toby, I actually stopped playing. Why did you stop playing? Because I had so much stuff like in a separate pile. About a month before the end, I thought, I can't keep adding to this pile because it's not going to sell in time for the end of the challenge. So I stopped buying on it. So that's why you beat me. So what did you come? Because you were quite high up for ages. 9th, I think. I think I came 9th out of about top 10. I beat 80% of the Aussies. That's all I can say. So I take it you didn't beat option. No, I think Toby came about 5th or 6th or something, or 7th or 8th. He was above me anyway. He did very well.
Laney's joined us. Hi, Laney. Hope you're okay.
Hi, Lainey. Hope you're doing okay. First, yes, I was number 1. I was the number 1 UK seller. Nobody beat me.
Dave said they ended it to Ozzy's last stream. They wondered where you were.
What?
Dave said they ended it to Ozzy's last stream. They wondered where you were. Did you not even join the stream when they ended the $5 challenge?
I was there.
All right.
I was there and I said hello and I made my presence known. I was there, Dave, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means. I was definitely there. I made sure I was there.
Ray says, I only buy the night because I live next to the night clearance warehouse, so really good discounts.
Oh, that's interesting. You're lucky to live there. Be in there all the time, me. I'll be in there all the time.
Yep. Lane is just going through the motions. I know. And I'm pretty sure I can say along with everybody in the chat that we really, really, really are so sorry for everything you've been through recently. And we hope that you can find a way to get through it with time.
Every other day. Ray says. Right, we're going to talk about our cafe. So, about a year, well, even more than a year ago, when we were up in Manchester, this seems like more than a year, doesn't it? Bloody hell. We were pulling together some plans. We had this idea to open a movie-themed cafe. It was going to be husband and wife venture. We were going to run it together. It was going to be like our little business that we could run together. We were also going to run our eBay at the same time in our spare time, not as like a full time, but as a spare time, part-time income. So that obviously once winter comes round, cafes go quieter in the winter, and we could maybe up the ante on the eBay during that period. So that was the plan. We had quite a nice little plan in place, and we sold our house. We raised some money out of the house and we thought, oh, we've got some money here. We can go and use it to start our movie cafe. And what better place to open a cafe than down in the southwest in Devon? Plenty of tourist trade from sort of March to October. And then in the winter months, we can concentrate on eBay. And it sounded like a great plan, didn't it?
It's kind of what started the motion of us moving to Devon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because
we were trying to think, basically. We had this idea and we actually looked at some properties in Manchester.
Yeah, but we just couldn't envision it there. It just didn't feel like it would fit.
No, we looked at some cafes that were up for sale and for rent in the Greater Manchester area. It just didn't feel right, really, did it? We wanted to have it like a lifestyle business. So we thought, if we're in the country, and it was pretty much the whole motivation for moving down. Well, not all to be fair, because we wanted a different kind of life, didn't we, as well? But we thought, if we're going to open a cafe, where would be the best place in the country? And we kind of came up with Devon because of the tourist trade, the beaches, the walks, the little village community type feel, and also that would probably be a really nice place to live as well. Which
is why we came up with Devon and not Cornwall, because we thought Cornwall was a bit too commercial. Commercial, as in, because we wanted the lifestyle to go with it. So we wanted somewhere where we would have passing trade, we would have the tourist trade, but we could also have a community hub based business as well.
Yeah, I mean, we had a fairly clear idea of the kind of place that we wanted to be. And if you know Devon, South Devon at all, like the South Hams area, which is where we've got a house now, where we're renting. If you know this area at all, and you know the villages like Kingsbridge was and Totnes were two of the towns that we thought would have been ideal for us to look for a property to open a cafe. Just because they have this cafe culture and they have tourism.
And they're all individual, unique
Independent.
business, aren't they?
Very much independent shops, independent businesses with a good deal of tourism and a nice location as well. So we kind of upstick, didn't we?
We come to the conclusion that it was too hard to look for a business while we was living in Manchester because businesses were coming up. And we did do a couple of trips to Devon beforehand to visit businesses. But that's when we kind of realised that it was too far to keep having to try to come to see premises when we'd seen them, which is why we went the opposite way and decided that we would move here first. Just plot up, because we didn't know where in Devon we wanted a business, but we would plot up somewhere and then we would explore and find where we wanted a business.
Yeah.
So that's what we did.
We felt like we needed to be here first, which I think was absolutely the right decision. We couldn't have done it any other way. And that's why Annabelle needed a job. I could carry on with my eBay. And whilst we were doing that, the plan was...
Well, you actually left your job when we decided that we were going to go ahead, because that's when you left your job and started eBay full time in the October.
Yeah, to get sort of prepared.
To get sort of substantial and on his feet before we moved.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the run up to it all, wasn't it? And that was our full intentions when we got here.
Yeah.
And then a pandemic hit.
Well, we got here on the 9th of March.
And went into lockdown like 2 weeks later.
Within 2 weeks, we were locked down completely. And it's like, actually, in that time, we did go and visit. When did we go and visit a cafe? Was it just after lockdown or just before? It was just before lockdown, wasn't it?
No,
because there's plenty of people about.
No. It was just after. It was just after when they started saying that you could travel again, because we went to Newquay. Yeah, we went to
a property popped up in Newquay whilst we were in a lesser lockdown. Because I remember people.
Don't you remember me freaking out because I felt like I was the only one wearing a mask walking through the blooming centre, because literally it just filled up with tourists.
Yeah.
No masks, no social distancing, no anything. It was like,
I mean, Newquay is not really where we wanted to be, but this premises looked amazing. This cafe.
Well, we were looking for premises with accommodation as well, because the other thing is everything's so expensive down here. It would be quite difficult to have a business and run a house.
And have a house
cost-wise.
Well. Yeah.
So ideally, we wanted a business that had a premises above it that we could live in.
Yeah.
And
this one popped
This
up.
one had cafe, living quarters,
storage, spare rooms
that we could rent out. It had the whole bloody works.
It was massive.
And it was pretty cheap. Considering
it was the price of it was
sale.
Amazing. It was and we could have afforded it. We could have got it.
And the cafe was pretty nice as well. The cafe
wasn't,
and it was in the centre.
Yeah, I mean it had everything going for it, but ideally Newquay is not somewhere we wanted to be. It's very, very busy. Very busy. I mean, busy's good, but it's very commercialized. We wanted something where we could be a bit more a part of the community, not just another business. But anyway, I mean, you really liked it. You were like, do you think we should go for this? Do you think we should just go for it? But there was just something holding me back. And I just thought, it's just not right. It just didn't feel right to me.
It did need a lot of work doing to it upstairs to make it habitable. It wasn't the most homely. Because apparently the upstairs section, because it had 2 floors above, and the living quarters that had been being used looked more like somebody had been squatting there, didn't it, rather than living in it. But prior to that, it had been used as office space, so people had rented it out as office space. So it wasn't. I was kind of trying to think big, going, I'm sure we could do this. I'm sure we could manage, but I'm pretty sure once I'd got there, I'd have hated it.
Yeah, I think it was just too big for us. And actually, I think because we were still in partial lockdown, that it didn't feel right to me to make a move. I just thought it could have been financial suicide to do it.
Yeah.
So anyway, we didn't do it. And now we're left with with the choice as to should this even be a thing.
And you know the other
anymore.
thing with that was putting us off? The last people that had it had done a runner.
Yeah.
And they were chasing them for money that was owed on it. So we were like, are these people going to come back and try and claim it?
Yeah, there could have been legal issues with it, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's why they were it was so cheap. I think they just... Anyway, we didn't go for it because it weren't right. But now we're thinking, do we even go down this route? Because it's such a massive risk now to open anything like that. I mean, there's two sides to it. Because we're in the middle of a pandemic still. Even though there could be a vaccine within a few months, right? What happens when COVID-20 comes out next year or the year after? There's an evolution, and we all go through the same process again. It could be suicide for us financially to do something. So there's that side of the coin tells me, you know what, this ain't going to happen for us. But on the other side of the coin, think of it this way, right? There's barely any foreign travel going on. So everyone, I think there's going to be tenfold UK holidaying over the next couple of years until things get back to normal. So does that mean places like Devon, Cornwall, are going to be rammed come summertime if assuming things are normal again, or as normal as they can be? And wouldn't that be an amazing time to have a movie cafe in one of these places?
And sadly, a lot of places are shutting down. And
there's going to be there's going to be opportunity out of the ashes, if you like, you know, out of some poor people who are going to lose their livelihoods. Will also mean that there will be opportunities to take over premises and take over rentals, where some people have fallen by the wayside, sadly, and that's a sad part of business. And you know, so
TK says he's been there, done that in a tourist hotspot, made some money, but it comes at a cost. Would absolutely not do it again. Yeah, we had gone completely against wanting a cafe in a tourist hotspot. I think I was wavered on that one because it was such a good opportunity in terms of the potential we could have done with it and the income streams we could have made. It was just tempting. It was tempting to kind of put aside the fact that we wanted it in a more community-based area. But no, Chris was right for once.
Yeah, I just think in somewhere like Newquay, yes, you might have a nice hit for a few months during the summer, but also you've got such a massive competition down there. There's literally every other shop is a cafe, a restaurant, a takeaway. You've got a horrendous amount of competition, but also you just end up being part of the furniture down there, and you're not really a part of anything. Whereas I think what we wanted was to be in a smaller location, and be part of the community. It's hard to explain, but
well, no, because we wanted to be
something
we wanted to be more than just a cafe. We wanted to be one where it brought in tourist trade, but we wanted to have regulars come in. To get to know us, and we wanted to be able to host events from it, and do a lot of community stuff. Do a lot of stuff, because both our backgrounds are both very community orientated, and that's sort of what we love and enjoy doing. So we just thought it would be a good way of sort of combining everything all in one go, wouldn't it?
Dave says it's not expensive down here, it's where you came from. No, Dave,
it's expensive.
It's bloody expensive down here. Serious to God. Down in South Devon anyway, down in the South Hams where we are,
it's bloody expensive.
Houses, like a house down here that's 250 grand, like the one we're living in.
It's more than 250, this one.
It's there or thereabouts, isn't it? On the history of it, it's been 250 grand in the last couple of years, right? A house like this back in Manchester, even in a nice area of Manchester or Greater Manchester, would be about 150, 160 grand.
Yeah,
so
there's a big difference.
there's 100 grand difference.
Yeah.
So definitely, I mean, maybe it's not quite as expensive. I have noticed when you move out of the South Hams, so you start going towards Tavistock, you start going up north towards Newton Abbot, those, you get more for your money around there. But where we are right now in the South Hams, it's like living in Aldley Edge in Cheshire. It's
Put it
crazy
one way,
money.
we're the riffraff.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell are we doing here?
We are bringing the name of Modbury down. Our neighbours pretty much said hello to us, realised we were from the north, and then never spoke to us again. No, I'm joking. We get on fine with our neighbours.
Oliverine said you guys look really happy down there. We are happy. We are happy.
Considering
Considering we got no money. We've got no money, but we're happy.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm saying considering we've basically been confined to the house for the majority
Yes.
of the time we've been here.
Yeah.
All I can say is it's a good job we getting all right.
I know.
This would have been a make or break situation to literally uproot, leave our families behind, and move to Devon on our own, and then get quite like stuck in a pandemic.
Yeah.
And we're here. We still love each other, don't we?
Yeah.
Say that convincingly.
Yeah, we do. Joan says it's a lot to think about for sure. You could set up an outside pickup point. Yeah, I mean, there's ways to be like COVID secure and stuff. And we've seen a lot of the cafes doing it, but it's certainly going to hit your business, isn't it? If you're not able to fill those tables and chairs.
Becky said my honest opinion would be to not do it yet for obvious reasons.
Yeah, that's the way we're going with it, Becky.
Now, Tea Cakes has hit something here, which, and this sounds really stupid, right? Because we didn't do this on a whim. We have talked about doing something like this for years before we've actually taken the plunge. But now we're here, and I've really struggled being away from my family. Chris kindly put it in perspective, and he did say to me, he said, you do realise if we get a cafe, we won't be able to just decide we want to go visit family for the weekend or just decide we want to go spend a few days away. He said, because we will have to run the cafe. He said so. And he said, and same if people come to visit us, you won't be able to just go off for the day because we have a business to run. And it suddenly dawned on me, and I was like, oh crap.
Because we have managed to have some visitors down here in between bits of lockdown. We've had visitors, and you've had the luxury of being able to, even when you've been working, you've booked the odd day off here and there, or you've been working from home, so you've been able to see people. But it would be a whole different ball game if we had a cafe.
Yeah, and
totally
I think
different.
When you think about it before you do it, you think to yourself, oh, it's fine, we can do it. But now I've been here and experienced how bad I've felt being away from people, I have to admit that terrifies me. It does terrify me. So that would be something that, again, I've got better with time, obviously, the longer we've been here, and the fact we physically haven't been able to see people.
Yeah.
You never know.
Richard says we live life like death ain't a thing. Fear and respect.
We collect like
kings. We live stressed with every breath I sing. We all chase money because we're scared to chase dreams. Yeah.
TK said there, 12-hour days just to survive. It's so not as easy of just turning up with the best will in the world. Only a few make it. The rest work themselves to death.
I mean, like what Annabelle says, we've had these plans for several years where we've been thinking about what we want to do. But COVID's really, maybe it's just a sign that it's not right, that it's not going to happen for us.
I'm a firm believer of everything happens for a reason. But yeah, it's definitely put a big question mark over our heads. And I'm wondering if we'd have come and the pandemic hadn't have happened, whether that would have been the case, or we'd have still been as enthusiastic as we were when we first got here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, the virus and everything that's gone on has put a massive sort of change on how you look at life, hasn't it?
It's just the way I see it. the way I see it is a bit like what you say. Things happen for a reason, and for us, maybe this happened for a reason, but also life takes you in a different direction, and other opportunities come up out of it.
Well, you wouldn't have gone full time if we hadn't have been doing this, because you were on that edge of being a part-time reseller and not being able to take the step because you were worried about it.
Yeah.
And if we hadn't have decided to do this, you wouldn't have gone full time.
Probably not, no.
And now look at you, you've got your own business.
I can do it full time.
So
Dave Repairs says you're in a new estate. No, we're not really in a new estate, Dave. These houses are 40 years old from the 80s, so it's not a new estate.
There is a new estate that's been built
There's one
down
near.
the road.
There's one near.
Very
It's just go on Rightmove, Dave. Have a look at the prices down here. Compare it to your area.
Bloody ridiculous. Richard Henry said it's a big choice, but you wouldn't be doing so well if you hadn't took the leap, which is true. I wish I had took the reseller leap 15 years ago. And that's kind of what the point we'd got to. We'd kind of got to a point in life where my health was deteriorating. My job with GMP was under scrutiny because I wasn't able to do my full role because of my health issues. Chris wasn't happy in the job he was in. My boys had got to an age where one was going off to uni, the other one had got engaged, and they were off doing their own thing. And we just kind of
It just seemed like the right time.
Financially,
we're okay.
We had some money to do it, and we just kind of went, you know what? Let's do it. And not once have we done this going, this is the end, because we've always said if it doesn't work,
yeah,
we'll go back. We'll change.
We'll go back,
whatever.
or we'll go somewhere else. We'll do something else.
Yeah.
Or we'll just stay and carry on where we are and do what we're doing.
But
Ray says, if you're making a decent living and enjoying life, why change it? Fair point.
I don't know, because when we actually do start talking about it again, this vision we've got of having our little community cafe that's all movie themed is just sparkly and
yeah.
But like Tea Cakes is kindly pointing out to us from a expert point of view, because he's been there and done it, we're looking at it without all the aggro and the hassle and the hard work
and the hours
else
and
that's going to come with it.
Working in the cafe all day, being there a couple of hours before to set everything up, get everything ready, being there a couple of hours after to clean everything up. I'm doing that every day in, day out. I mean, you guys know I run my own shop for a couple of years. I think I saw Z in the chat there before. I had a shop for 2 years. I ran it on my own for 2 years. I did 7 days a week for 2 years, and it took its toll. It was very, very difficult. I think I took 3 days out, and I had to leave a friend in charge of the shop. And that's very difficult to leave someone in charge of your business. Very difficult. So
I think in my head, that's what I had with this. I was like, we would have backup, we would have support, we would have...
I mean, we'd have to have some support. You'd have to have at least some part-timers helping us out. But leaving somebody else to run your business, it's a big thing.
This would have been the plus if we'd have done it closer to Manchester, because I have lots of family members who would have been more than happy to come and help out. But
Chris Tyler says, if in doubt, chicken out. That's a good phrase.
Oliver says you only have no money because Chris is buying cycling jerseys constantly. That is true.
And James, well, that comes out of the business, Oliver, not my pocket. So James says, how's the charity shops in Devon compared to Manchester? Expensive.
Yeah, everything's expensive. And there's not that much good stuff, is there? We do struggle to get decent stuff.
Tori says, do you like your new job, Belle?
I love it. Yeah, the people I work with are lovely. Devon and Cornwall Police seem lovely to work for. Yeah.
You do seem to have fitted in very, very well.
I can't fault them considering the situation I've joined in. And it's not been ideal, but they've gone out of their way to make sure that I've been supported, I've been looked after. So no, can't fault it. Apart from I could do with a bit more pay. Pay's not great.
Yeah, the pay's not great at all, is it? Kitan says, would you leave Devon or stay? I wouldn't. I think we both say this, and I don't think we would rule anything out. I think there's all cards on the table, but I like living here. The location we're in is great. The area is great.
When it's not chucking it down, there's loads to do.
Yeah. But I would never rule out either going back to Greater Manchester or, well, Greater Manchester is a big place.
Yeah, if we move back, and we've already said this, if we moved back, we would not go back to where we were. It would have to be a semi-rural on the outskirts.
Because I think we really like the kind of environment we're living in here, which is in the middle of a little village in the middle of the countryside.
Yeah, near the beaches.
Obviously, we're not going to get any of that.
But we can get countryside.
Yeah, we can get countryside, but then you're going to start looking at prices that are probably similar to down here anyway.
Mr. Sprout says, forget house prices to compare prices. How much is a pint in a pub? Really admire your dream and don't give up. We've not had a chance to go to the pub.
This is the problem, is that we kind of feel like, and I think we said it on a previous stream earlier this year when we were in lockdown, is it almost feels like we moved down here with a vision and then it's kind of been robbed from us. You know, it's been taken from under our feet by lockdown. And I know that there's a million people who are in much worse situation than us. So, you know, if we'd have come down here 2 months earlier, we might have signed on the dotted line for a cafe. Now, can you imagine if we'd have got here, say, in December or January, found that cafe in Newquay or whatever, and decided, you know what, this is going to be great, signed for it, lockdown, we got no income, well, apart from what the government might have been able to give us, but they might not have given us anything because we were a brand new business. We had no accounts to prove what we were earning the previous year. So we could have gone bust before we even opened. That's the reality of it. And that really scares me, because everything that we've got, like any savings that we've got, any money that we made from our previous house sale, that's taken my whole life, that's taken our whole life to get to that point.
Definitely your life.
Mostly my life. But it doesn't matter. We're in it together. But that's everything that I've done in my life. That's what it amounts to. Now, that can just be gone. That's what some people have unfortunately had, is that it's gone in this pandemic.
I would like to, because obviously I have 2 sons and Chris has 2 stepsons. And obviously, like most parents aim in life, I would like to have something to leave behind. So whether it be property, whether it be a business, I want to have something that we can leave behind for the boys, for their families.
I just want to spend it all.
I know
you can't take it with you. I'm going on holiday, even if I'm on death's door. I'm like, what's the most expensive place I can go on holiday now?
Catan says, as I always say, a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, and Cola says, would you be able to balance running a cafe and reselling? I see how it works with Z's shop. We would, the reselling would be a part-time venture. It would be a part-time venture, which we would pick up more in the winter to try and tide us over. That was the overall plan. And yes, we would need some part-time stuff.
Richard Henry said, but timing was a blessing. You didn't go for it yet until this virus does one. No, we are. And you know, the other thing, the way I look at the move, even though it's stopped us from seeing family as much as what we would have liked to have done, for me, I have to look at it that if we'd have still been in Manchester, I wouldn't have had half as much freedom as what I've got now because of my health issues and because I'm at higher risk. The virus down here has been a lot lower. The numbers have been a lot lower because we're more spread out, because there's not as many people. We've got more open space. We've had a lot more freedom to continue some form of life that I would never have had in Manchester. I wouldn't have had that.
If we'd have been in Manchester, you could have picked it up.
Yeah, I think I'd have had definitely a higher chance of contracting it. So
Joan says, you're realist and sensible. See how things are in a year. Yeah, I'll never rule it out, Joan. I'll never rule it out until we haven't got the money to do it. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes, I think.
Nem's off to do his channel. So do we want to?
We're not far off
to the end. So
Nem, we're not far off. So let's just get to the bottom of the chat and then we'll wrap things up.
And we can push people over to you.
Lana says, taking the risk to change jobs, businesses is so scary when you have bills to pay. I'm at a bit of a crossroads myself. You'll have to let us know, Lana, where you're up to, what's going on.
Dave repairs, you love the cows. Bloody hate the cows. They stop us from walking the dogs in the field.
2 Aussie thrifters, hi Brad, Jazz.
Gee, the thing is, you were in Devon and it is hard down here because it lost so much trade over the years, and it's dear here and always has been, and I've been here for 30 years. Yeah, it's one thing I've realised, the cost of living is really high, but the wages for the jobs are crap.
Yeah.
I can't believe the difference that's going on. It's unreal. It really is.
Joan says you will make the best decision for yourselves. You'll know. Yeah, I think I'm a firm believer. We've always say this. Things happen for a reason. For us, for you, things happen for a reason. And whatever decision you make, there's no regrets in it. Never regret any decision. I maintain that. That's how I get through life. Because if you start regretting, it starts giving you negative thoughts. There's no point in regret because you wouldn't have done it any other way. I always say that. You would not have changed a thing because you can't see what's going to happen in the future. So if you go back in time and say, oh, if I could go back, I'd do it this way. No, you wouldn't. You'd do it exactly the same way because you're making a decision based on the facts that are in front of you at the time. You wouldn't have changed that decision. So there's no point in regret is nonsense. There's no such thing as regret. It's a made up thing.
And I think for us, we decided right at the beginning, before we even started to make any solid steps, that as long as we decided everything together, and if either one of us wasn't happy with it, then we'd change, we'd do something. And that's kind of what keeps us going, because I know for a fact if I turn around to Chris tomorrow and went, I can't cope, I need to move back to Manchester, that's what would happen. That's if he thought I was serious, and it wasn't just one of my hormonal moments, because they happen quite a lot.
If I ever ask questions like that, like how are you feeling about living down here? Because we have the conversations on a regular basis. Yeah. It's like, how are you feeling? Because at the end of the day, I think whilst we're renting, I mean, even when we buy, really, but you can move. But while we're renting, we're fairly flexible about where we can live. We can go and up sticks and go and move somewhere else fairly quickly. Within a month we could be moved. If we buy, it's a little bit different. So what I want to make sure is that we're both happy with what we're going to do by the time we buy a house, which is not going to be until the middle of next year. So we've got time, but we have this conversation on a regular basis. How are you feeling at the moment? We had it today. We said, We
had it today. I was feeling sorry for myself in the kitchen. He went, "Are you all right?" And I went, "No, I want to go home." He went, "Permanently?" I went, "No, I just want to visit."
Yeah. I mean, it's stunning down here. It's such a nice place. It feels like a healthy place to live. It's just so nice here, isn't it? I can't put my finger on it. Other than the green, the beaches, the fresh air, the peace and quiet, and I can't. It's a world apart from Manchester where we were before. We lived in Stockport, a busy town, very urban, built up, totally different than here.
Hal says people go to the city for money and the countryside to improve quality of life and to relax a bit more. That is true.
Yeah. Night's Life, Richard says, Devon's a beautiful place to live. Met my wife in Brixham. That's not far from here.
Yeah, G says, I could not live back in Salford. Been here too long now. Oliver, it's natural to get homesick from time to time, even more so during the pandemic, but it's worth weighing up the pros and cons before making a decision. Yeah, my pros and cons are, I go, am I hormonal today or not? Yes? Right. We're not going back to Manchester.
I'm very much a sort of I always try and weigh up the pros and cons. And the genuinely the only real pro. Well, actually, no. There's two. There's two pros to going back up north, and one is for family and friends. That's the main one. That's the obvious pro of going back, is that we're back around family and friends and people.
Even though most of them wants to stay here so they can have an holiday.
I know, yeah. And the other pro to going back up north is the cost of living, the price of houses. But there you go. It's
finding
difficult.
a middle ground, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, maybe we end up in Birmingham then.
Not that sort of middle ground.
But it's so difficult. But I'm not majorly worried about stuff like this, because I just think something will happen, or something. I'm in no way or shape religious. I don't believe in any of that stuff, but I do believe that things happen for a reason, and I think that opportunities will come up. When we were thinking about moving, I just put our house on the market in Manchester. We weren't exactly sure where we were going to end up, and Annabelle got a job offer in Devon, and that kind of
catapulted us.
It did, but it happened for a reason. It brought us down here.
And bizarrely, I don't even know why, I just randomly decided to go onto the Devon and Cornwall police website one evening, and there was a job there, and I literally applied for it without even telling Chris, and then was like, oh, I've applied for this job. Didn't expect anything to come from it. And we was actually saying, wasn't we? It was this time last year. It was this time last year when I applied for the job, because I came to Devon on the 10th of December for my interview. And I found out a couple of days later that out of 40 odd applicants, they picked me. So, yeah.
An outsider.
An outsider.
So you must have been good. Joan used to live in Marple every summer. Marple's nice. Lovely up there. That's an expensive place to live.
Quality of life trumps all. The right thing will just pop up when you
it will. I'm confident. I'm confident that things will just take us where we need to be.
Tori, I think one thing about the pandemic, it's made lots of people reassess their lives. Never a bad thing. It's also brought out the worst in a lot of people.
It has. Oh. TD
Don't get him
says,
onto this.
What did you sell in your shop? I used to have computer games, DVDs, stuff like that, really. I used to do trades. So it's a bit like CEX now, but not as big as CEX. It's a little independent shop.
Dave's got it right there. He says North Devon's cheap. That is true. This is why we might be having a conflict of what's cheap and what's not, because when we were looking for rented properties, we could have had a detached farmhouse in the middle of bloody acres of land for what we pay for this place. Yeah. So
seriously,
it's
so different, but it's only the same in Manchester. If you live in Stockport, urban place, or Stalybridge, very built up, sort of, what do you call it? Not quite as affluent, But then you go and compare it to a house in somewhere a bit more leafy in Manchester or Cheshire, then it's a world apart there as well. It's the same.
Definitely. Right, we're going to wrap this up shortly. So Cole Flipper says, agree with the things happen for a reason view. I got made redundant in the last recession. It meant I got a better job at a better company. I was a 3-month temp and have been there 11 years now. The same thing has just happened to my son. He's been stuck in a job for 2 years now that he's really not been happy with. He's had bullying, he's had all sorts going on. He stuck it out because he wanted to learn the trade, and just before lockdown they basically turned around and said the company was going under, and if he wanted to stay he had to go self-employed, which obviously he was going to have to do because you can't afford to have no money. And because of that, it pushed him to start looking for another job, and he now starts a new job this week with a massive increase in pay and much better company.
So that's brilliant. So things just take you in the right direction eventually.
They do.
So we're going to wrap it up for this week, guys. It's been a really good chat. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. Let me just briefly tell you what's coming up for the channel. Thursday as always, 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, live show, movie chats, or AKA movie club. Don't forget to come and join us. We're getting a bigger following every week. It's getting bigger and bigger. People seem to be enjoying it. I also have a Facebook group linked to the live show. The Facebook group is called Movie Chats and Film Geeks. So if you just search Movie Chats on Facebook, you can find our group. Come and join it. We've got a free giveaway. We've got a giveaway this week. So if you come and join the group, you'll be able to see what that giveaway is. Some great films being given away on Thursday. Freebies. Everyone loves freebies. So come and join the group. Also on Thursday this week, I've got a new special guest. He's never been on. Loads of people come on our channel who have never been on other channels. Don't know why, but maybe we have no viewers. But obviously that's not the case. But Oliver Ian, never been on.
Oh,
He's now a regular on Movie Chats.
Chris Tyler's a knob.
What?
I just saw the comment, watch your face, and I'm like, what's he put? And he's put, love your work, Belle.
Yeah. Also on Thursday, we've got Goat Jazz. Goat Jazz Gary is in the chat somewhere, or it has been in the chat. Goat Jazz is coming on YouTube for the first time ever. You'll see his face. Gary used to run his own video store back in the day, 80s, 90s. I'm not sure which 80s or 90s, or both maybe. But we're going to talk about the memories of the video store. That should be really interesting. All the days when we used to go to the video shop and rent out our favorite films, or try and rent out when you're underage. So that's Thursday. As far as Cookie and the Haydens go with reselling, I'm going to start putting out some shorter little mini vlogs about just random stuff throughout the reselling day. Just sort of off the cuff videos. Hopefully you'll enjoy a little bit of a different type of content. You're all used to this green screen, all singing, all dancing stuff. I'm going to start bringing out some unedited, off the cuff videos, just something different.
And watch him have a nervous breakdown because he's a perfectionist and that will not go down well.
It's going to be it's going to be point and shoot, no editing. I'm not putting anything together. It's going to go bang. The only thing I'll put on is the intro and the outro, and that's it.
Oh yeah, by the way, don't forget the outro like you did last week.
Good point. Well remembered.
Now, come on, because we put...
Channel Nem is going live. Is he
He's
on
live.
the hour?
He's been live. No, 9:30 he went live. That's why he left. That's why I was like, come on, get people over there.
Okay.
Tori kindly put his link in the chat. Thanks, Tori.
I thought it was on the hour, 10 o'clock.
No, it's 9:30.
Okay, everyone go over to Channel Nem.
Thanks, Tori. She's put it in again.
Okay, I can't find my outro. There it is. Right, and that's it then for this week, guys.
Have a lovely week. Stay safe.
See you all later.
See you soon.
Thanks, everyone.